Guys, we're about to hop on a call with my student Hamza. We trained him up in November. We placed him on one of our clients' offers in December. December was his first month, and he made 5K, which is the most money he's ever made in a month in his entire life. And this month, he's traveling around the world. He's in Thailand right now. He's meeting new people, networking with people, eating at restaurants every night. And he's on track to hit 14K this month, which is crazy. So we're going to give you a bit of game. It's going to be a raw, uncut video. And we're going to go into what it actually takes to become a setter, what the journey is like from the man himself, from the man who's come through the process, just so you know what this is going to be like for you. So let's dive in. Hamza, how you doing, my man? You good?
I'm doing amazing, Joe. How about you?
Yes, all good, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I just wanted to make this video super raw, just for the people to see. Just a little bit about you, who you are, where you came from, what you were doing before you were setting, how you got into setting, and where your life is at right now.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about where you were before you started setting. What were you doing for work? Where was your life at?
Yeah, so I was just kind of working that typical 9 to 5. Now, it was kind of cool. Like, I worked at a golf club. I was 20 years old and, it it did it did its job of paying the bills, but like
Yeah.
I was just so restricted. I have like a because it's like the 9 to 5, so I have a boss. I don't have any sort of time freedom, location freedom. I know it sounds kind of like cliche, but it's just kind of the hard truths, right? And it
When
felt
when you
like,
say when you
yeah,
say no time freedom, what do you mean?
yeah. I mean, it's just like every single day you just gotta clock in. You got your time to come in. You got to clock out.
Right.
Nothing is really done on my agenda. It's everything is kind of just
Mm.
done on based on like what my boss wants, and
Yeah.
more than that, it's just like I'm capped. It's only I can make only as much money as I work, and it's this endless cycle. And for me, mentally, I don't know about how most
Mm.
guys are, but that's just not something that I wanted to kind of continue doing. So I've been looking for a while of like what I can start to do, but everything else, it seems like unless you have some serious skin in the game, it just takes way too long to get started. And like with my situation in life as a whole, like I need to have money kind of coming in, so it was
Yeah.
really difficult,
Yeah.
I guess, to find something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you say like capped on your income, how much were you earning at the golf club?
What is that, like 30 grand a year in Canadian dollars? Let me actually do the
30
math quick.
grand a year in Canadian. And we have to counter in that's like 1K a month in GBP, British pounds. It's like 1.5K a month in USD,
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
around there. Okay. So you're making about 1.5K a month. And when you say capped, like what do you mean by capped? Like how is that capped?
Yeah, so cap just in like, I can really only make the money in terms of like how many hours I show up, right? So if I'm showing up 8 hours a day, I
Yeah,
get paid based on that.
right.
There's
So
there's no sense of like, I can only put more time to get more money, and that's just not something that
yeah,
is like if you do the math, right? If I want to get something, if I want to be able to live the life I want to live, I would have to work like my ass off for like the next 5 years. And it's just like,
what was it that you envisioned in the future?
honestly, the main thing was like obviously like the materialistic things and like the fancy cars, the watches, the nice dinners is one thing. But
Mhm.
for me, it was really just in the beginning, at least just, having freedom, like, not just not having that restriction, right? Because that
Mm.
in itself just gives you so much peace of just knowing, okay, I can do what I want when I want. And I don't have to worry about those small things like, it's not like I can buy a Lamborghini right now. That's definitely not where I'm at right now. I mean, I'd love to be there, and I think this is definitely setting me in that path.
Yeah,
But for now, it's like really I can just have that peace of mind where I'm not in that perpetual state of survival. And now
yeah,
I can actually think about like, where I want in terms of like being able to thrive. And I think that's the biggest thing that this whole thing and your guys' placement and everything that's just really been given me is like that peace of mind of like, okay, it's no longer about survival, it's about thriving.
nice, nice, nice. And when you say freedom, what was that? what was your definition of freedom? Like, what does that actually look like to you in real life?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know like a lot of people have different definitions of it, and mine has kind of changed over time as I've like seen like what's possible.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, being,
Let's just
in a
say
job like that.
back in the day
Yeah.
when you were at your golf course job, what was your idea of freedom? What was the freedom that you desired that you didn't have?
Yeah, the biggest thing was like, one of the things of freedom was like the actual location, being able
Right.
to, I've
Yeah,
seen,
yeah,
at that time, so
yeah,
many people being able to make money from like their home, from their computers,
yeah.
online. I think that was like a big thing. So
Mm,
now
right.
I can travel, I can do all these things. And that's what I envisioned at that time was like, not being
Nice, man.
able, not just being
Nice.
restricted to like a certain location.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
mhm.
is traveling the main thing, or are there any other things that you couldn't do that now you can because of setting?
Yeah, just being able to kind of like, I would say I'm relatively young, but being able to just like, spend my money and not really having to worry too much about, where it's going.
Nice,
I still got
nice.
ways to go, but that's
Yeah, yeah.
the main thing, right?
No, that's so cool, man. That's so cool. So you were kind of worried about budgeting, worried about spending. You couldn't travel when you wanted to travel. You had a boss looking over your shoulder, had to ask for permission. You felt restricted, and that was your life before you got into setting, right? Does that sound about right?
Hmm. Exactly.
Awesome. Now tell me how did you get into setting?
Yeah, so quite funny enough, I mean, I just really just saw like your guys's like ad and I just kind of reached out. And then from there, it's been amazing ever since. You guys did exactly what you said you would, which is amazing. You placed me up. I mean, before you actually even placed me up, you actually trained me up because I came in knowing really nothing about any of this stuff. I just knew I wanted what I wanted, and you guys
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of put like, showed
yeah,
me this sort of opportunity, and you
yeah,
were generous enough to actually train me up, place me on a role, just like you
yeah.
said. It was so my first role, it was like actually like a biz op offer. In my first month, I did around like 5K, which was literally the most amount of money I had ever made, especially like, and that was my first ever online money as well. So, making those first couple dollars, even just like through like a screen, it was pretty surreal,
Nice.
especially working so many in-person jobs. And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
now I'm at a point where I'm in my second month and I'm literally already on pace to hit a 10K month, which is, and that's 10K USD. And I live in Canada, so that's pretty crazy for me. That's like I think that's around
Yeah,
12 or
dude,
14K for me.
let's slow down. So last month, December was your first full month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you made 5K in your first full month in USD.
Hmm.
Okay, so from being in a job where you're in person, you can't go traveling when you want to go traveling, like you said, that was important to you, and you feel like the money you were making before just wasn't enough. It wasn't going to cut it for the life that you want. The first month, as a setter, you made 5K USD, and tell everybody where you are right now.
Yeah. So right now I'm literally on pace to make
No, I mean like in the
10K.
world. Where are you in the world?
Oh, right now I'm in Thailand. I'm literally have a flight to China tomorrow. So pretty crazy. So
Crazy,
life,
bro.
yeah.
Crazy. That's so cool, man. I'm so happy for you. That's so cool. So made 5K in your first month, and this month, yeah, tell him what are you on pace to hit?
Yeah, this month, like I kind of said, it's pretty crazy. I can't even believe it right now. But it's like I'm literally on pace to hit 10K. Right now I'm at 7K, and if I just kind of continue at the same pace, like I said, we're gonna hit that big 10K, and
Dude,
it's
you
really
said
just up from
7K?
here. Yeah,
You
so
said
right
7K?
now I'm at seven,
Dude,
and
you're on
that's
track
just
to
in
hit. You're on track to hit
yeah,
over 10K. You're on track to
yeah,
hit
over
like
10K, and
14
this
or
is just
15K.
7K in commissions. So
Yeah,
this isn't without even like considering any base or anything like that, and
yeah,
it's pretty intense because it's like I literally just like I'm new to sales. Like I didn't know anything. Like I'm
yeah,
like so
yeah. And being like just a few months ago in an offline job with a boss over your head telling you what to do, telling you where to go, telling you how to behave, and not making the money that you want to make, and having all of those restrictions that you told me about, to in your second month being on pace to hit 14K in your second month. How does that feel?
I mean it's surreal, man. Like especially like when you're working a job that like just puts so many restrictions on you and you
Nice.
don't even know like I didn't even know it was possible to make this amount of money like without like having like all these like accolades and having all these connections and like it just blows my mind that it can be done this fast. Like I mean, I obviously it can be done, but like you think it requires so much time and effort and energy. But
Yeah.
like with your guys' help, it's just been like expedite. Like I would never know any of these things if I didn't come across you guys, Joe. So I'm still kind of processing it. Like my life is completely changed. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And like you said, some people think they need accolades, they think they need experience, they think they need a university degree, job experience. How many days? Well, everybody knows it's the 21-day placement guarantee. But before you got into this, you said you knew nothing about setting?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So it took you 21 days to learn a skill that has now enabled you to make not even in projections, but in a month and a half, 12K in a month and a half.
Exactly. Yep. That's right.
And you mentioned that another one of your pain points was trading time for money, having to clock in, having to clock out.
Mhm.
And as a setter, how would you say that trading time for money is kind of what's your stance on that now you're a setter?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's literally just like now, like I mean, I'm not even making like the most amount of money on my team, right? There's other setters
Yeah,
making, I
of
mean,
course.
upwards of 20. So it's like
Yeah,
it's really just like the matter of like getting good at like what you do. And you guys obviously help expedite that. So now I can really see like, it's really not about the time you put in, but like the thing you're actually working on and the skills you kind of have behind it.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it's pretty crazy just to kind of understand that on its own. So
Yeah, that's cool, man. And obviously, all of the companies that we're placing our setters into are our clients. And so lots of people will be curious about what it's actually like to work on the team of our clients. So for you, being managed by, my setter manager and, the VP, everybody on the team, how's your experience so far of actually being in the team?
it's been it's been tremendous. I mean, like the amount of support has just been like honestly crazy. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just used to being in a job where like you're like, it's like there's no sort of support, there's no sort of structure. It's like you're just there
yeah,
and it feels like, that it's like a privilege for you to be there. It's like it's a little bit of a weird thing, but here, especially like this in this like sales sort of environment and on these offers that you guys kind of manage, it's like it's really there for like it's set up for your success. Like everything is done to optimize for you to make the most amount of money possible. Everything, every
yeah,
day that you come in, every single like even small little thing, like the meetings, the shout outs, the wins, the dubs, like everything is done and it's so cool. Like it's really just done to help like just not me, but all the other reps and the closers and the setters to just make the most amount of
yeah,
money possible.
yeah.
So
Bro, I'm so
it's just
fucking glad to
amazing.
hear that. I'm so fucking
Mm-hmm.
glad to hear that because when I was a closer back in the day, that was, the companies that actually cared about my growth and my development and investing in me and believing in me. Those companies made me the closer that I became. Those companies made me the salesperson that I became. And, we really, really do care about helping you become the best possible version of yourself. And in return, that makes us more money because you set more deals. You've you've done 7K in commissions this month, and what are you on a 5% commission, right?
Yeah.
So you've brought the company 140K this month,
Yep.
right? And obviously, I get paid on a revenue share basis, so I take a percentage. I'm not going to disclose it because it's private, but I take a percentage of my client's business. And so you having the skills to bring my client 140K in a month is obviously really helpful to my business as well. And so, it is in my best interest to make you the best possible setter in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so again, bro, if there's anything you need at all, you've got my number. And if there's anything going on the team and the management, anything whatsoever that you'd want to change or like you know that, man, like you can reach out to me anytime, bro.
Awesome for sure. And hopefully the next video that we do is when I hit that next 20K. milestone.
Dude,
So
you're
let's get
dude,
it.
you're gonna overtake everybody, bro. You're gonna overtake everybody. And once you do, you're gonna become, well, if you want to, you can become a setter manager. And that's the thing. In the just so you guys know, in the companies that we run, we take charge of the sales team. So if you are actually a good setter, if you are actually a good salesperson, then we will invest more into you. We will give you the better leads. You will work your way up the ranks. You can become a setter manager. You can become a closer. You can, you can even become a VP in the future if you wanted to, which is essentially the guy that's managing the setter managers and the sales managers. So, it's just endless possibilities. And if you are really serious about this, then all you need to do is just fill out the application, see if you qualify for the 21-day placement guarantee, and if you do, then you can go through the exact same process that Hamza went through, and you can just be on the other side doing what Hamza's doing right now, traveling around the world, making 5 to 10K a month, whilst you know do you eat at restaurants?
Yeah, every day. I literally been
Every
here.
day, every
Yeah,
fucking day. Let's go, my man. I love it. I
yeah.
love to hear it, bro. All right, bro. Well, I got to bounce, but really good to chat to you. Is there anything else that you wanna leave us off with?
Nah, man, just take that leap of faith and just do it because this is you can see like my life has changed and it really just comes down to just doing it. Just get out of your comfort zone and just explore. Just do what's out there.
Fucking
But
do
yeah, I
it, guys.
mean, awesome speaking with you, Joe. And yeah, you have a good one, my man.
Nice to chat to you, brother.